Hey, what's going on, you guys? Nick Salmon here with Better Self. So I'm here with a special guest. I got Nayeli. She's actually been a client of mine for the past 6 months. So she started with me back when I started. I was doing free 30 days. She was the one kind of riding with me from the beginning. And then we jumped on to paid coaching and really dug deep. And Nayeli's just kind of here to share her story. What's going on, Nayeli?
How's it going?
Yeah,
Good.
good. So I appreciate you coming on. I know it's been quite a journey, the 6 months that we've been. I think it's been because it was October, right? So it's been really like
Yeah, October.
5 months now.
hmm
So just so you guys know, Nayeli is a single mother, works 2 jobs, and is down 31 pounds in 5 months. So for all of you that are like, you know, well, do these same people have kids? Do they have jobs? Are they adults? This girl is one who puts in the work. I mean, it's just been like a mindset shift. And she has just done everything to a T, and all that you could ask, she does, and she gets the results because of it. So, Nelly, I commend you all the time. I'm like so proud of you. We're both like in awe, even though we knew. So,
Right. Yeah. It's
yeah.
amazing. It's exciting. It's been a journey for sure. For
So
sure.
tell us a little bit more about yourself. I know the viewers will be curious because obviously you're one of the best clients I've had in general, but one of like the most genuine as well.
Thank you. So I'm 29. Like Nick said, I'm a single mom. I have a son. I work 2 jobs. I work for the state, and then I opened up my own business. I do lashes and teeth whitening. So it's I definitely have a very busy schedule. Very, very busy schedule. Um, but like you said, it's a mind shifting. And your mind is there, you're gonna accomplish whatever you want. And that was the hardest thing for me when I first started. But making that change, like it's literally just turned my life around
Yeah.
completely.
It seems like it because I know there's been a lot going on like when we first started. And obviously, like when you seek out a coach, I mean, that's like when it's like things are almost at their worst, or you're just like
hmm
really like kind of desperate to get better and improve your quality of life. But I mean, what was kind of going on like at that point in time that you were experiencing?
So at that point, I was going through a divorce and a custody situation. And so that's obviously not easy for anyone. And I was at my lowest point at that time. Like I said, being a single mom, trying to figure out how I was going to make it, it's just the lowest of the low. And so I had reached out to Sumi, and that's how you and I started working together. And just talking with him, it really just helped me just change my mind, like my mindset. Like if I want to succeed in life, if I want to get anywhere in life, like I need to put in the work for myself. That way I'm going to be a better person. I'm going to be a better mom to my son. And then that's when you and I started working together. And ever since then, it's just been up from there.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I know you said like your weight. I mean, we're so close to like your goal weight of was it 165 that we're aiming for?
Yep.
And we're 10 pounds away of like being your high school weight, like dresses fitting, everything. And so really what has kind of like led you on the journey? Obviously we laid out the plan. We have weekly coaching calls and just like consistent like measuring and accountability. But what have you done to really like get yourself to that level to like really create that vision? Because the whole I don't know if you saw my video the other day, but like the whole thing behind Better Self is creating that vision that there's a better version of you out there, you know? So what has really like kind of led you on that journey? Like what's helped you?
So really just for one, being more organized, like organizing my life. Like I said, my time is very limited. I'm very busy. So just figuring out my schedule ahead of time has definitely helped me stay more consistent with everything with my meals, working out, and even with my son. So that's definitely been key. Just like focusing on the positive. I
Mhm.
was a very negative person before all of this. And so just really focusing on the positive, on the good outcomes that all of this is bringing. And that's really just helped me stick to it because, like I said, I'm in a much better place than I've been in I don't even know how long. And
Yeah.
so just seeing all of the good stuff that's coming out of it has definitely just helped me reach my goals and just overall just be a better person.
Yeah. Well, I love that. So, and again, when you have like that negative energy where it's kind of like you kind of just attract that, and you don't notice that it goes on and on and on. So once you're able to kind of flip that, usually it takes like a traumatic event or you being like, I'm sick of like how I'm living. I'm gonna create the life that I want. That's exactly what you did. And I mean, down 31 pounds. I mean, and other things is like, and that's what I said from the beginning is like the scale doesn't matter. That's not our goal. Like it's to measure, and we only do it 3 days a week.
Right.
And but it's more so like how are you feeling? How are you looking? What is the brain fog like? What is the clarity of mind, gut issues, things like that. So I mean, were you battling any of that in the beginning?
Yeah, so I definitely had brain fog. I understand the whole mom brain thing, so it was bad. Like I was just bad overall, and I can focus now. I don't feel tired. Like you said, the scale not important, but I feel good. I look good, honestly. And when you look good, you feel good, you know? And so like just making those changes because it's not a diet. It's not something that you're trying to be super strict about. It's changing your lifestyle. It really is. And so making that change just overall, I just feel so much better mentally, physically, emotionally. Um, so yeah, it's the best change ever.
So then that's what we talk about all the time. Is like this is not a diet. Like diets, like you binge eat, you don't like
Mm-hmm.
it, they're restrictive. Like I hate the word too. I say it because it's like common knowledge, but
Right.
once you kind of like ease them into the fact that it's like a belief system, like change, you really have to unlearn and relearn it. I know I've been a broken record saying that, but you kind of like, for instance, like if you drink lemon water in the morning and eat fruit as your first meal, you're like, well, like where's my like egg sandwich or something like that. I need something to get me through the day. But it's like when you get away from those sort of foods, like you have so much more energy. It's so much more abundant. And that was the first thing that you mentioned was like, I feel like I have so much more energy.
Yes, and as a mom, it's so crazy. Like you don't even know how you're making it through the day. And making that change with the lemon water and the fruit, I don't feel tired anymore. I don't have midday crashes. Like I can get through the day, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've
Yeah.
noticed that about you too. So the things that you kind of have overcome is kind of what I want to talk about. So it's like single mother, divorce. I mean, like what are some of the things in your mind through these 5 or 6 months that we've been working together? Like, what does the transformation really look like if you had to dig deeper?
It's been quite the transformation. When all of this started, I just felt like I had nowhere, like that was it. You know, it was it was hard, and I don't think I told Sumi this, but I wasn't even gonna reach out to him like my schedule and my coaching with him. I wasn't gonna reach out to him because I was just so like, what's the point, right? And
So
everything really does start with your mind. Like I pushed myself and I told myself like, if I don't do this now, I'm never gonna have a better life. Like I'm not. And if I hadn't done that, like I wouldn't be here right now. So definitely changing my mindset and pushing myself changed my life. I know everybody goes through life. Like life is life. Life is hard. It's not easy for anyone. But if we sit there and dwell on all of the bad things that we go through, life is gonna suck, like overall.
and that was like one of the things that I told you was, and again, I'm just so proud of you because it's like you had every excuse in the book to not, and especially like the upbringing, and we don't have to get into that, but like you were a mom very early on, like as far as like your family, like your initial family, not even having an actual son at that time. And I just commend you for constantly being resilient and I don't know, just always moving forward. Like I don't know. I just have so much admiration for you, and I love your story. And I don't know. I'm just grateful to have you on and have met you.
Same. Like I always tell you, I'm super grateful to have met you. You are one of the most genuine people, this is genuine people I've ever met in my life. Um, and just with this whole coaching thing, like you've been super, super genuine and like not to bash on anyone, not to talk negative about other people, but there are coaches who don't really reach out to you other than just for like your weight or your diet or things like that. And I feel like when someone's trying to make a change in their life, um, it's important to have someone who really does care, who's really there for you, regardless of what you're going through, regardless of what your goals are. So it's definitely helped to have someone like you to work with that's made all of this possible, honestly.
I appreciate that. You know, I told you from the beginning, it's not transactional. It's like I'm like immersed in your story. I'm empathetic. I like feel your emotion, and that's why when I said, you know, what you're doing right now for your son. How old is he, by the way, again?
3.
3. So
Hmm.
that's what we were saying. Like, and I meant to say earlier was the way that you were raised. Your son's not going to see that because yeah, you've almost been like shielding him from any of the hurt, the grief, and that's like how you found your power really to transform. You know what I mean? So everyone has a why. It's all relative. You know, one may be
Yeah.
like super super great, and the other one might not be to somebody else, but they're both relative. It's huge for somebody, no matter what it is. So I'm just glad you found that, took that and ran with it. I just commend you again just for, you know, doing all you can to give your son a better life. As a single mom, I mean, it just takes so much, you know.
Absolutely, yeah. Definitely. I want him to just see that anything is possible in life. I want him to grow up a healthy kid, like I said, everyone goes through stuff. We all have our traumas, and the easier I can make that for him and help him grow and understand just what life is, like that's the
Yeah.
goal. And like I've told you before, he sees me eating fruits and all this stuff, and now this kid eats like papaya like it's no one's business. He eats celery, like he loves it all. So
It sounds like
that's
me.
definitely an example. He loves it.
Well, that I mean, that's awesome. So again, I mean, the way that you're transforming your life, I mean, it's everyone around you in your sphere like sees that. So like your son, like immediate impact, your dad, immediate impact. People getting curious about you changing, you know, your life. And at first, it's
Hmm.
kind of like, well, why would you eat that? What are you doing? That's not like
Right.
that's their own
Yep.
limiting belief. But it's again, once you change that, you see it all transform. You know what I mean? So I mean, have
Yep.
people been reaching out and kind of like curious about what you're doing?
Yeah, definitely. For one, my dad, he's just gotten more into it too, and he's always been so curious, about gut health and all of the effects of it. And now that he sees the changes I've been going through, like he's been super curious and getting into it himself. And one of my coworkers, she's like, "You always bring in healthy stuff. Like, what are you eating?" And she's like, "What diet are you doing?" I'm like, "It's not really a diet. Like, I just changed my lifestyle and just stopped eating processed foods and drinking certain things." And now I start seeing her, like, she starts bringing in her salads and she starts bringing in more fruit and things like that. So it definitely does impact others, and it makes them curious for sure. Like, what's going on? And they see
Yeah,
the changes.
for sure. Well, and that's the thing too behind the whole like diet situation. Was like diets fall off. You don't really change the person. You don't change the mindset. You're just
Hmm.
like I'm torturing myself to get this result. But when you kind of
Yep.
fall in love with the journey and like process and understanding like how your body feels, and that was like the one thing we talked about as well was you can I'm gonna give you the guide. You're gonna follow the guide as best you can, and then you may fall off, but you're gonna learn that like shit, I feel like garbage when I eat that. I don't even want to eat that. So your brain is automatically gonna be like, I don't even touch that something.
Exactly. And that's like one of the biggest things I notice. Like even the smallest thing, like I kid you not, even if I have a chip or something, like you literally feel your body rejecting it. Like after you've made that change, that your body's like, no, I don't want that anymore. It's crazy.
So toxic over here. So,
Right? Super toxic. Here
but
we are.
it's
No,
amazing.
definitely. I feel like I said before, just your mindset. Like I know there's a lot of people who, are single parents or, are going through stuff in life, but if your mind's not in the right place, you're just not going to achieve what you want. Like like you said, you give us the guide, we follow it, but if our mind's not there, it's just not going to do it, and it's just going to be excuse after excuse. So changing our mindset definitely plays a big part in life overall.
Yeah. Would you say the weekly coaching calls and the accountability and being able to reach out to me whenever you want, like do you feel like that helps a lot with like consistently changing the mindset?
Oh, definitely, yeah. Like I said, just being able to reach out to you, knowing that you're available to help us whenever, like that's big, because I feel like if there isn't that like availability from the other person, you're kind of just,
Mhm.
there's not going to be too much accountability. Well, he's not going to reply, so it's whatever. Like he's not going to know, so it's cool.
Yeah,
So yeah, definitely, it helps a lot for sure.
for sure. And I appreciate that. So again, my passion is like doing this, so I'm happy to do it. It doesn't feel like work to me. I don't get annoyed about it. It's like this is what I love for. This is my purpose, so that's why we've
Yeah,
had such.
you're like I told you, like literally, this is why God brought you to this earth. Like this is your purpose, is to help people. Like you are just super genuine, Nick, and um, like I literally have not one bad thing to say about you. So
Appreciate that. Hopefully we keep it that way.
right.
What I guess we'll go into the diet like real quick. I don't want to keep it too long, but what have you been doing with your diet? Obviously, my diet plan is fully out there. It doesn't matter. So, what has kind of been like a day in like Nayeli's world?
So first thing, water and lemon. That's helped so much in so many ways. And then I'll do like a watermelon and strawberry smoothie, just throw it
Mhm.
in the blender. And then for lunch, I like to stick to like my chicken or, sometimes some meat and veggies sauteed in the oven. Um, and then for dinner, I'll just do either more watermelon or I do uh, the ice cream thing that you make, the frozen
Yeah,
banana
ice cream.
berries. Yeah,
Yeah,
that one. Because honestly, like with this change, I don't feel as hungry as I used to, which is crazy. Like I was hungry 24/7, honestly.
yeah.
And so like I don't feel like I need to eat a lot. And with a small amount or small portions, I feel great. And I love it.
It's amazing. Yeah. Obviously, when you're changing diets too, and lifestyles, you
Mhm.
are, you got that bad bacteria that your body's got to like kind of detox out. You're kind of starving them at that point when you're getting rid of all the processed foods and all like the processed sugars and stuff like that. So
Right.
you might be hungry at first because you're not getting like super heavy satiating calories, but then you'll go to eat one of those big meals you're used to and you're like, oh my God, I feel sick.
Yes, you feel disgusting. It's so crazy. It's mind blowing, honestly. Like what we make our bodies go through.
100%. And that was like the biggest thing. And I kind of want to get like your testimony based on how do you feel when you eat like raw living foods? You know what I mean? Like if you eat like meat, it's fine. There's a place in my diet for meat as well, but it's
Hmm.
dead. I mean, it's low vibration. But when you eat grapes and things like that that are freshly picked, I mean, they're still living foods, so they're electric. In other words,
Yeah, no, I feel alive. Like that's really the only way I can put it. Like I literally just feel alive. Um, More energy for sure, more weight. You just feel good. You feel like you can do anything. And when I was eating the way I used to eat, I was always tired, sluggish, like I didn't want to do anything. So it's definitely been a huge change and like you instantly see it
yeah,
when you feel
you've
it.
done amazing. I mean, there's nothing else to say about it besides like you just applied yourself and stayed accountable, and that's it. I mean, and you saw the results. I mean, 31 pounds is that's insane. I
It's
mean,
wild.
yeah, but you've done amazing, and you deserve it more than anybody. So I mean, that
Thank you.
obviously is always going to be genuine, but like it's just us just talking. But yeah, I'm
Yeah,
proud of you
I appreciate it.
for sure.
No, it's been the best. And I really hope that more people reach out to you and make the change because it changes your life in so many ways. Like I said, it's not even just like physical and, weight. Like it just changes you mentally and emotionally. And especially like in the world that we live in and the way that life is, some days are better than others. And it's just always good to have a better mentality about things.
Yeah.
It just makes it a lot easier to get through the hard days. And like
Mhm.
now compared to before, like whenever I had a stressful day, like I swear, I felt like it was the end of the world or when I was going through, my divorce and all of that. Like I really just felt like I just couldn't get through it. And now I just feel okay with things. Like if something bad happens, it's just another day and we'll get through it. And, it's just changing your mindset just really changes your whole life for sure.
Absolutely, 100%. So again, just so proud of you in general. Like, what a transformation over 6 months. Like, couldn't draw up a better story. So it's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you, Nick, for your help. And like I said, I hope more people make the change because it's worth it for sure.
It's amazing. This has been just as rewarding for me. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that. But Nayeli, thank you for coming on and sharing.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. All right, you guys. I'll stop the recording. Don't even know how.